Hi guys, good morning. It is your girl. Hey. Okay, so today is Tuesday and I am making a special, simple, delicious meal today for me and my kiddos. So I want to get right to the ingredients because I have to hurry up and throw this in the oven. I had my meat sitting out for a little bit with some apple cider, of course, and some salt. Nice and clean. And so my daughter has another dentist appointment today, so I want to hurry up, pop this in the oven so that way when we get home, she's ready to have her delicious meal that I promised her. And my little boy. Okay, so happy Tuesday, okay? I am making a crown rib rack with jalapeno, onion, organic chickpea rice. I'm making a puree sauce with applesauce, sesame ginger, and pure honey. Did you catch that? Now that's a lot. I'll repeat it as I go and as I show you guys my super delicious, simple 1, 2, 3 ingredients. This is going to cook itself in the mini oven, which is really great. And then also, rice cooks pretty quickly. So my daughter wanted a little hefty meal today. We have been enjoying some other stuff, simple stuff at home. So let's get right to the delicious ingredients. Here, girl. Flip side. Okay, guys, so I'm drinking straight black coffee today. Yes, it's one of those days. So, I want to show you my rib rack. I'm doing a simple rib rack, nothing hefty, something light. It's a light rib rack. So I've already got it really clean, like I said, with some apple cider and some salt. So what I do is while it sits there, I want to keep a little bit of salt on it so I can rub it just one more time and then get it out of there. So that's what we're going to do right now because I want to get right to this and get it in the oven, like I said. So clean, so delicious. And I had this sitting in apple cider for about, I would say about a half hour. Alright, so we're going to, and as always, my sinks are very clean. I always keep my sink very, very clean in my kitchen. Alright, so you want to make sure it's really patted down, of course. Alright, so I'm giving you an up close to everything. Look how pretty. So pretty. Nice and clean. And we're going to flip it again. And just simple paper towels, you're good to go. Alright, so as you see here, I have some string. I have a stick. The simple ingredients that I'm using for this lovely rib rack, I'm using curry, levadilla. I'm using ground sage, chili powder, bay leaves, and onion salt. That's the simple ingredients that I'm using for this delicious rib rack. That's all you need. So as I was telling you guys, I'm making a puree, okay? And my puree is going to be with apple sauce. I'm making my own puree I want to put this puree, you'll see how I do up my presentation, but I want to put it around the crown of the rib rack. So you're going to see how I do that so beautifully. This is one of the best delicious meals you're going to see on my uploads as well. So this is my twist, a different twist that I'm doing today with the lovely rib racks, okay? I'm basically making it into a crown, and I'm going to stick the string in. I'm going to do it right in front of you guys very quickly so we can get right to it. So yes, I'm making a puree around with a simple sesame ginger, applesauce, and pure honey. Make sure that it's pure honey. Okay, now, I almost forgot. I did a boo-boo. I am also doing potatoes. So let me get that up there. Potatoes. And what I'm doing with the potatoes, guys, I'm just simply, they're small white potatoes, and I cut them in 3 sideways, flat like this. The ends, which is the butts of potatoes, and the middle, and the other end of the butt potatoes. I'm going to marinate these really good in some lovely olive oil, okay, and a little bit of chopped up green onion, and some salt and pepper, and a little bit of butter, just a teeny bit of butter. That's all I'm doing with these bad boys. Okay, so I already have my mini oven up and ready to be ready. It's preheating right now at a 300. And so we're gonna get right to this, guys. So this is gonna be a nice, delicious meal. So let me set myself up on my station over here very nicely, a good angle so you can check how I do and wrap this baby up into a nice crown. All right, guys, in a minute. Okay, guys, so the first thing you're gonna do before you even season up your meat, you wanna get this nice and ready to look like a beautiful, lovely crown, okay? All right, so the first thing I do is I flip it on the opposite side where the bone lays, very pretty, and I make nice little slices in between. Not all the way, just a little bit, so this way you can actually bend your meat into a nice crown. So that's one of the tricks. So you don't want to do it all the way, you just want to get a nice knife and just get in there and make sure that it's really that you get a nice cut, a nice rip in between those bones. Okay, very quickly, very safely, you want to do this. Okay, now I have this rib rack has a little fat on the side and it has some fat all over. I do want to keep that on there because I like the juices, I like the flavor that the fat brings into the rib rack, so that's a plus for me. All right, so I just wanted to show you I have a lot of string here. This is the same string. It's a cooking string you can use in your oven. I use these for pasteles. I use these for a lot of different things in my kitchen. Okay, however, that one's tangled up. I just wanted to show you that. Now, these are my ones that are ready to go. So, we're going to lay this here very pretty. Now, if you look, now you will see the rip. You see the rip to how I did it. And what you're going to do, you are going to put this together just like that, like a nice little hole. And you're going to stick right in between here. You're going to make a little pocket hole with your knife. Okay, and I usually take my stick like this just so I know that it's getting in there. I will use my stick as like a sewing. You could do it like that. Just tie it around the stick, like that. Okay, you can do it like this, or you can also just do it with your hand. Whatever works best for you. Okay, so I got my stick here. I stick my stick right through. Now you got to be careful because of the fat and all that. And see, I'm just using it like a sewing, like you're actually sewing. You know, you're doing surgery here or something. Okay, so. And then I go over, I do the same thing, but you want to really make sure that this is tight. So you want to make sure you get it not at towards the end of the meat. You want to make sure you get it a little bit lower down. And again, just push your meat through. And make sure you make that little hole too a little bigger, so that way, if you're doing it, because I don't have one of those needle, I have to invest in one of those needle. This is just a stick that I would use for do shish kebabs or whatever, but they do sell the little needles that you can actually really sew a lot of your meat, just sew it. So if you look very closely, you're gonna see I'm gonna rip this up. You see how pretty I just ripped that up with that cooking string? Okay, all right, so we're gonna make another hole. We're gonna make 3 holes, okay? And we're just gonna keep going back and forth so we can get this nice and tightened. Okay, and again, I'm going to rip here a little bit again, just like that. So you're basically just making a crown here, guys. That's all you're doing. You're making a nice little crown so you can start seasoning this bad boy up. All right. Okay, so there you have it again. And now we are going to do one more hole over here. And you get to cut this off after you're done. So this is just to hold the rib into a beautiful crown like I wanted to. And you want to just make sure it sits up really pretty for presentation on a plate. Really pretty, nice, and cooked to perfection, of course. So this is one of the tricks you can do for your string, okay? Almost done here. And this is a little thicker side. Yeah, this It's just a little thicker, so I'm gonna poke it a little bit more, make another little incision here so we can get that string right through. Okay, because we got some fatty parts going on here, so the fatty parts, it's harder to pull. So I see how I just did that with my fingers. And again, you can do this with your fingers if you want. You know, you can take the stick off, but you know, it's you have to really master this with just this. With the shish kebab stick is what I'm saying. Okay, guys. So I got myself a nice going here. All right. So you see that? Look how pretty again. And then if you look closer over here, you're going to see how pretty all those slits that I did as well. See? That's what you want. All right. And then what you're going to do, you're just going to tie this up really nicely. And you really want to tie it up. You want to give it a couple good knots on here. And for that reason, because you want to make sure that this doesn't fall apart. So what I do also, I flip it underneath just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect, y'all. As long as you get this real nice and tight, you're good to go. Okay? So I was excited. I said, I'm going to do a different twist in my kitchen with my rib racks. Make it into a little... A lot of people do this like for Christmas for... with lamb, with other things, roast. You can do a lot of different things. But I'm just doing a simple rib rack in my home today for my kids. They like this kind of meat. So I want to make it pretty today. I want to start getting myself into the Christmas spirit, because I do planning on cooking for Christmas. And I am going to be doing a nice healthy meal here at home. So I'm not too sure how I'm going to go about what exactly kind of meat I'm going to be cooking, but for now we're just going to focus on this. Now look how pretty. See, it stands up like a nice little crown. Look at that. So delicious. Okay, so now we are ready to get this bad boy nice and pampered up. So I'm going to wash my hands here just a little bit just to get them dirty again. But look at that, guys. Take a look at that. So pretty. So you got yourself a nice little crown. Look. All right, and it's so pretty for presentation, guys. This is so pretty, like especially for Christmas, to put something really like lamb or roast. I was thinking about maybe doing some roast, because that's a tougher meat, and then you know what I mean. It's a lot more for family, and you just have to find the right place to get this kind of stuff. But look how pretty it's sitting up so beautifully. That's how you want it, and then you can start adding in your seasonings. Now, I didn't do measurements today, guys. Okay. I didn't do measurements for far as seasoning. So curry, this is Jamaican curry, so good on rib racks. De badilla, please try it. I use this a lot in my kitchen. And you just want to use a little bit of everything, not too much. Just, I would say, a tablespoon of sage, a tablespoon of this, and a tablespoon of that. Okay. Now some of these holes are a little small, so I have to kind of beat these things up sometimes, especially when you buy them new. Okay, some chili powder. Okay, it's stuck there. Look how pretty that's looking already. Just make sure you get inside the crown and outside the crown. And then you want to do basil. Real pretty. And onion salt. Get a little bit in there, just a little bit. So pretty. Now look at that. Voila, you got yourself a beautiful, look at that, sitting up like a pretty little crown. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab this crown and we're gonna sit it right into my lovely pot. And you want to make sure that you're sitting it up. Again, very pretty. Okay, have it sitting up, propping up, sitting up like ladies, your crown. Fix your crown. Fix your crown in your kitchen. Look how pretty. All right, guys, and that's pretty much all what you're gonna do. And I'm gonna drizzle some nice Filippo Bureau olive oil on here. I'm gonna stick a little piece of salted butter in the middle, and that's pretty much it. And you're gonna add an 8-ounce cup of water. You're gonna let it sit in the oven for about I would say for about altogether it's gonna be like maybe about 45 minutes. The first half hour, have it on a nice high, about a 350. You know, depending on what size you have going on here. But then you can also cook this very slowly too. I like cooking things slowly during out, especially for the holidays. More for the holidays. But this bad boy, we're gonna turn it up. All right, guys. So I'm gonna get right to this, and I'll show you in these little clips how I add in the butter, the olive oil before we stick it in, and that lovely the water, the olive oil, and the salted butter. All right, your girl. Okay, guys, so I have my beautiful, lovely salted butter. You're gonna do like just a tablespoon of salted butter right in the middle. And when you add in your 16 ounce of water, you want to make sure that it's warm, not cold water, because you don't want to scare your meat as you throw it into the beautiful oven. You want to make sure everything is at the right temperature when you do this stuff. Okay, ladies, so remember that. Okay, so here is my lovely oil, and you're just gonna drip about, I would say about a 1/3 in there, okay? And just make sure you get around it, inside it, and around it, and in the water. All right, guys, and that's it. This bad boy's going into the lovely mini oven, and we're gonna let it rock out. Now, after the first half hour, you wanna make sure that you put in some more water. So keep an eye on that water. Another like 16 ounces good, just to make sure everything is not sticking in the bottom and that it's boiling to perfection inside out, inside the hole, around the hole, and all that good stuff. All right, guys, so this is it, and then we're going to continue. I'm going to show you how I'm going to prep those potatoes real quick, put them on the side, and also I'm going to go ahead and prep that rice as well right in front of you guys as well. It'll be short little clips though. I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm just going to show you hands-on, step by step, so please stay tuned, continue. And I always say that, just stay right there with all these clips together, and I want to make sure you guys get this all in one video. Your girl.